Hey everybody, Ryan McCaffrey with IGN, up here at 343 Industries. We are profiling Halo the Master Chief Collection all month long as part of ign-first. And we're taking a look at all 6 of the anniversary Halo 2 remake maps with the original and current multiplayer lead designer on this, Max Hoberman. Good to see you.
Nice to see you too, Ryan. I think my guys will yell at me if I took credit for being the lead on this. It is my company, but we actually have Dave Mertz, who's actually has a long history working on Halo stuff, is our lead on this, design lead on this project.
Well, you are the original, of course,
I was
Halo
involved
2
in some of this stuff, yeah.
Lead designer.
I have to call out Steve Young, who was our level design lead on this stuff too. So shout out to the guys at Certain Affinity.
Absolutely.
That's my only plug.
All of this is looking great. These 6. So that we've got these 6 maps, which are in addition, I know there's still been some confusion on this, in addition to the original complement of Halo 2 multiplayer maps as they originally were. These don't replace anything. It's all still there, plus these 6 as a bonus. And we're looking at Sanctuary, now called
Shrine.
Shrine in anniversary style.
Yeah, this was, I think in the entire set, this was one of, I'm allowed to say now, 2 of the DLC maps. So 4 originals that shipped with Halo 2, and then 2 DLC maps, and this was one of the very best DLC maps, at least in my humble opinion. And we were super excited to bring this one back. This one's interesting. It was kind of a no-brainer when we were picking the maps. We really liked it. We really wanted some of that kind of classic, symmetric, base-oriented Halo maps.
Well, let's walk around, take a look at it, and maybe we can talk about. I know. Did you personally design this one, or was this?
No, this map was actually designed, when I was working on Halo 2, I ended up hiring an environment artist named Steve Cotton, who's part of our multiplayer team. And we'll go look around here again.
This looks amazing.
Yeah, this was actually designed by, the original map by Steve Cotton. It was actually the first map that he designed sort of all by his lonesome, after we shipped the game. He did a great job though. And so we'll consider the skybox a tribute to Steve Cotton. But
I see what you did there, and I like it, Max.
The Eastern Rise. There you go. Yeah, God, this looks fantastic. Super excited about this. And there's a couple other vistas on here, but back to the stuff that matters. That's always fun. It's always an awesome time when you're like for the environment artists working on these maps, the guys at Certain Affinity. Whenever they watch like a video or something, and they see a player get killed because he had his back to the action because he was just staring at the sky. That's like this moment of awesome triumph.
Oh, no doubt.
I think it's going to happen a few times right here.
Walk me back.
We should have called this Dead Man's Bluff instead of Eastern Rise.
We can unofficially christen it that right now. We have that power, I think.
Okay, sorry.
So back to the map.
Yes.
This definitely was one of the stars of the original set of Halo 2 DLC. It plays well on just about everything. I mean, it's a great CTF map. Oddball can be a treat here.
Yeah.
What are your memories of this map in its original form?
Yeah, I remember. I think this map, better than many of the others, really kind of went back to those kind of Blood Gulch, Beaver Creek type. It's not the same. It's very different. It doesn't have vehicles. More like, I guess it's more like Beaver Creek in that sense. But it really kind of went back to that 2-base symmetric type design. But I thought that Steve did a really good job of splitting the map down the middle, really kind of breaking the map into these 2 zones with these kind of control points, these doorways and stuff, while also creating this arena in the middle. I remember a lot of fun battles in here, roaming around this arena, fairly protected from the outside though.
Right.
That's actually not an easy thing to do from a design standpoint. So, and then of course, I remember putting the shotgun in here, intending this to be the shotgun tunnel, creeping up on the base and grabbing the shotgun and walking.
Give me that flag.
Really slow.
Stay off the radar.
Really slow. Or crouching. I prefer to just go really slow. But then go in there and nabbing the flag. So yeah, I remember playing offense. Actually, funny enough, is what I think I loved most in a CTF game on this map. Wasn't the biggest fan of sitting back and playing D, but I loved playing offense because there's just so many fun ways you could kind of sneak up on the base. You go here, you can charge through the middle, go for the blitz, I guess, go over here through the rock field. But there's so much sneaking on this map.
Right.
Like if you weren't clever in your movement, if you didn't sneak and avoid showing up on radar and stuff, you were just you were dead.
Well, part of the, I guess, defensive element even, or potentially offensive, is all 6 of these maps, or I guess most of them, you've said you've added some sort of interactive element.
Yes.
So on this map,
yeah,
I see a big glowing orange button on the ceiling.
Who designed the lighting in this place? Right. So this map was, I think, really strong, but I think it had some issues also. You can always make things better. One of the things that was kind of frustrating on this map is a really good team could really lock down defense on here. And if they really wanted to, let's say they were ahead in a CTF map and all they want to do is just lock it down and wait out the timer.
Right.
They really could, and they would do that all from up here inside the base, and sometimes ranging out a little bit. But this one, we actually wanted to put a tool where the attackers could actually stop the base from being such an effective defensive position. So you drop that water in, and all of a sudden, the guys who are in the base here, all right, imagine you're in the base trying to, you got a battle rifle and you're trying to shoot people from far. All of a sudden, you got to stick your neck out. You got to come out past that water. You got to expose yourself. It's limited time. It's not forever. But
so in your play tests now with Shrine,
there it goes.
when that gets tripped and you're outside trying to bust in, do you start hurling grenades in there?
Of course,
do you fire rockets in there? I mean, do you just try to just flush them out?
All of the above. Absolutely.
All of the above.
yeah, but, because all of a sudden they can't see it coming as well. And there's another, so you can kind of see there's one on either side.
Yeah.
We'll, try this sucker out. So there you go. And of course, it's intentional that you can trigger this thing from afar. You don't have to, obviously from inside the base if the defenders actually want. I could imagine an overpowered defender who's, let's say he's in here and he's getting sniped or something. He could just hit that thing and all of a sudden he's got some cover also, right? So it kind of works both ways. But those are always the most fun things that have those emergent qualities where we don't. It's got advantages and disadvantages, and we don't know exactly what people are going to do with it and how it's all going to pan out. See some more vistas back here.
So pretty.
We made a couple changes to the map too.
Yeah, tell me.
This was a really big one, which is, if you guys recall back in the original, this was just a narrow tunnel. Once you were in here, you got the shotgun and you're creeping up on the base. You're really committed unless you just want to back up through it.
Right.
We really wanted you to have more options here, and again, this has to do with giving you more viable options as an attacker. Or let's say you're the flag carrier and you're coming this route, and there's there's someone there trying to block you, trying to give you some viable options here.
Nice.
So we got that little lift there, and that just gives you some more options. That's a really big deal. I'm really happy with how that worked out. I had nothing to do with that one, by the way. I think that was probably all Steve Young. But when he told me about it, I was like, damn, I wish I'd thought of that. That's a great idea. So yeah, that's new. Behaves properly with grenades. That's good.
Any other little tweaks?
Yes. So we worked really hard to preserve all these, all the sort of trick jumps and skill jumps and stuff like that. But this was another place where you're kind of forced through this doorway and you really don't have a lot of good options besides get the hell out of Dodge and go a different way. I think there might have been a way to do this as a really challenging skill jump, but this sort of thing made it a lot easier.
Nice.
You just pop right up there, that kind of thing. And then this one, and this actually I think was my suggestion, but this was a big deal. So I placed all the weapons on here originally and put a rocket. So originally there was a sword here floating in the middle.
I remember well.
Well, I actually suggested that we change this to a rocket launcher. And the original sword, we felt that it really was a defensive weapon on this map. And what happened is people would get that sword and then they just go camp as a defender, and it'd sort of exacerbate what was already a really challenging problem.
Guilty as charged.
Yeah, you're right. So we really thought, okay, you know what? I think it would be a lot more fun to turn this into a weapon that's a lot more useful on offense and kind of tip that map balance back to that point where attackers have a little bit more of a shot against sort of entrenched defenders and solid defenders. So I'm really happy with that. I actually think that this is playing a hell of a lot better since we made that change. So I don't know how you feel about it.
We'll find out when we play. We're going to be playing a lot. We'll have gameplay footage. Actually, if you just click the video right below this one, you will see some straight gameplay footage of Team IGN versus Team 343. Max, thank you very much. This map, we cannot wait to play this. One of the six Halo 2
really happy with how this one
anniversary remake maps. I could stare at this map all day. So we got to go. Stay tuned all month long for all things Halo the Master Chief Collection right here on IGN.
All right, thanks, Ryan.